All right, folks, welcome. It is Monday, December the 6th, 2021. Let's go ahead and begin preparing for the week. I think that the most important thing for us to begin thinking through is what's going to happen here in SPX. Okay, as we know, we had all-time highs here on November the 22nd, and since then, we've been really experiencing pretty significant volatility. This was the Friday after Thanksgiving, so we have Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, right? But this Friday, really, we began to see significant volatility on the Omicron variant news, right? And so then we saw Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, really one decent day throughout the entire week last week. But I would suggest, and it depends on what we see here this week, that this day was just as important as any of the other preceding days. And here's why. So when we're looking at Friday, we have this trend line, right, that we've just been following down. We get rejected at the trend line. But what's important is we keep this 44, let's just say, what do I have it at? October 2021 gap at essentially 44. I mean, we might as well just make that 44.90. We're a couple of pennies off, right? And so we see this support 44.90 and we bounce. And we had a pretty significant bounce. And that bounce is important because this is a significant level of support. And it's also where we've held support over the last few days, right? Even though this, let's say that's 45.10, this is 45.04, really we're at that 4,500, 44.90, 4,500 level. And we see the bounce, okay? And we see the bounce. And so really, as I'm looking this week, there are a couple of key areas. One, I'm interested in the resistance here. So we're going to be wanting to see if we are able to close above any of these three levels. So let's say that's 45.50, 45.80, 45.90. On the support level, this has become increasingly important support. So this 4,500 to 44.90 level, okay? And then we go down to 44.70-ish and then 44.40. After 44.40, though, we go all the way down to about 43.75, okay? And as we're looking out, we can see this gap area is essentially what we're holding. Then we have these all-time highs all the way back in September 2021, okay? That's our next level. And we see here resistance and support there on that day. You see this gap area here in the middle of October. Again, here, another significant gap right here. But then we go into where support really got us in this early October timeframe, okay? And so those are really the key areas. This is when we were consolidating. We consolidated for a couple of weeks here. And so we have a lot of support levels, right? We have a lot of support levels. We have a lot of what will ultimately be resistance levels if we get challenged here, okay? But this is really what we're looking at here in SPX. Gonna watch these couple of levels. Interestingly, let's just go ahead and go back out to our minis. Let's take a look at what our minis are doing. We are up 0.3 of a percentage point. You can see here, we are really tracking this area. We've been a little bit more consolidated, certainly than the last few days, right? Just the width, the variance, the volatility has been significantly less today than we've seen. We'll continue to see if that remains the case. Let's look at the 5-day 15. Where do we have here? This is the start right here. Okay, so as you can see, really quite tight. We get a little bit of movement from 4 to 6. We've been basically up since intraday. This is going to be our key area to watch, this 45.71. See if we can continue to push forward, and then we'll look at this 4,600 level. But really, we're just going to be interested to see how this continues to play out. Looks like, you know, a little bit of consolidation on the 15 minutes, which is pretty good. I am fine to see this consolidate. Let's look at the VIX. Here, VIX, again, interesting. We do have pretty significant volatility. Of course, we are very far out of our box that we like to see. We've really only had 2 red candles throughout the last few days. So we're going to be interested to see, do we go ahead and push back past this 35 level, or do we hopefully begin to break down? I did enter into a calendar, what is now a calendar, but will eventually turn into a diagonal. When we're up here at 35, it's just so heavy at 35 that I've got to take that kind of longer term bet at 35 to go ahead and get short. A little bit more volatility, quite okay with that. Let's go back out and look at IWM. IWM continues to just be really weak. We do have the significant level of support right here, though. We are back in this channel. We'll want to see if the channel, we see the channel breakout in early November, but since then, I mean, we've got, 10% at least here in this particular move, and we've just seen lots and lots of volatility here in IWM. Of course, we're going to see the same thing in RUT here. We've broken out of this channel. We're below all of our moving averages, and so we want to continue to keep watch there. VXX, we're down pre-market. I did get assigned. I got assigned a couple hundred shares over the weekend here in VIX. We did see just insane volume, largest volume over the course of the last year there. UVXY, obviously this has been our greatest profit target here. We're still though, in late September areas. Again, fine, goes all the way back to middle of August into, July. We're in that area again. We know long term that this is going to be really good trading for us. I did get short on Friday, the credit spread, I think for Jan 6. Let's see here, or January 7. Yeah, this is where I went ahead and just added a credit spread here. We have lots more of these to play with just in case we get them. So good there. So that's really where we're at. Going into kind of the game plan for today for me. Again, I'm going to be watching these levels in SPX, right? That's really going to dictate. If we continue to hold these levels, I'm then going to be looking at my long watch list to see if I can't get a couple of trades on for our 1% portfolio. We've got quite a few 1% portfolio trades that I need to get on over the course of the next couple of weeks. And so really going to look to see if this holds. If it does, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive in adding positions for that portfolio. Okay. If we continue to hold, I'll continue to also leg into additional dividend positions. I've got some powder resting on the sidelines that I'll throw into a couple of trades. Really just going to watch these levels in SPX. Again, watch the levels in SPX. We'll see if they hold. If they hold, awesome, we'll move forward. If they don't, then we'll wait and see if these others hold. And then again, we'll begin getting back a little bit more aggressive. So that's it. That's where we're at for the day, for the week, kind of the game plan going in. If we have any trades, we'll do the recap. Otherwise, let's have a fantastic week.